growing up or in our careers, we're learn the first word is how. How do I do this? How do I get from point A to point B to point C to point D? And how to get from A to Z. So that's how do I do this? How do I know? Am I supposed to know the hows already? So one of the things that I find valuable in this book, who, not how, who, not how, that's the name. By it's like really learning the what it says, the formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork. It's a book by Dan Sullivan with Dr. Benjamin Hardy. What's exciting about this book is that it really teaches us that we don't have to do it all. We don't have to know it all, especially in today's day, to today's era, with the times things changing so fast in the speed of light, that the time that it takes to learn in the past, or it seemed like the days would just take so long to, from the early mornings to the evenings, whether it was working in the fields or working in a factory or going to school. It just seemed like forever. But now things are, when we have everything in our fingertips, information, we're in the information age, that it's time that we have to be fast as well. Our minds have to think faster than we have ever been, especially if we're up to doing something great, achieving something before our time is up, or before retirement, or before getting to the next level. We always talk about the next stage of life, from childhood to adolescence, from adolescent to young adulthood, from young adulthood to adulthood, and then to become an elder, and then finally the next stage, depending on what you believe in. It's just ultimately saying it's upon retirement and death. But we still have such a number of years, even between all those periods, to really being able to not only ask the how, but the who. In our careers, this is such an important book for whatever stage of life you're in, or whatever you're doing. The reading is simple enough to be able to understand, and really getting to the basics. What are the basics that we cover? There are 4 parts to this book. One is to be able to really recognize that for anything, it all requires time. So the freedom of time is part 1, where we talk about the truths about procrastination. That many instances we fail to recognize how time is important, and who is in all aspects of our life. When we're children, we depend on who do we depend on our parents, or our young friends, our peers. As we grow as a teenager, we depend on our peers, and then later on in our careers, we want to know who are our mentors, who are our coaches, who's our boss. So all those individuals, we've been asking for the who, but we've taken it so seriously to get something from them, or they have to give us something in return, but never really paying attention to what is it that we want first. What is it that we want? What are our desires? What are our dreams? And then doing the ask from them. The second part is freedom of money. That it takes time to create money, that it takes time to commit as well. We gotta really know, what are we committing to for our desires, our passions in life, and also within that time frame, is it that do we have enough money to solve those particular problems or issues that we are confronted with? And then in those problems, who can we turn to help us resolve those issues or those problems and help us move along? So the second part is freedom of money. The third is freedom of relationship. How to be good who for others. So that we can too become the who for other. For example, I can be who for people who want to know about accessibility, about children with disabilities. I can be the who for the footwear designers. I can be the who for creating accessible spaces, particularly in the waterways or in gardens. How to use AI, for example. I can be the beginning because I've been learning, I've been training in that. So that's who can we be the who, and what are the who's that I need? Yes, there's a great demand for some of the careers or professions or things that we are passionate about. So we have to look at Who can help us save some time so we can focus on other things to continue to advance in the world? And then the final thing is freedom of purpose. What is our purpose in life? What is it that we want to do for others? What is it that we're committed to creating? We're always, especially in the business world, are we always going to be competing against each other instead of really beginning to collaborate with one another? We always talk about teamwork. In the past, in the 80s and the 90s, we kept thinking about our mindset to be about teamwork. Yes, but now how can we collaborate? That we can all support one another, and you get ahead, I get ahead. And with AI, with artificial intelligence, with social media, we can all collaborate. We're no longer limited by an office or a cubicle space. We are limited only by our minds. So begin to create a vision with a purpose, and then we will know that we can get ahead. We have tremendous people who can be our who's. And so starting with this book, I advise you to pick it up. You can pick it up in the library, or just you can always know where to go to get this book. And I strongly recommend that you use it and keep it for your personal library.